Happy Thursday, Bears fans. Welcome to Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here in the middle of their week. We got lots of ground to cover with DeAndre Carter signing earlier. We broke down that signing. We'll dive into that a little bit more, plus discuss the roster status of Velus Jones Jr. Could he be in trouble? We'll dive into that. We'll take your questions. I got an updated 53-man roster projection as well, and then we'll get into our Madden Week 6 sim against the Jags. So lots to get into today, but we want to hear from you guys first. Shout out your city. And PD, I'm going to assume that's not the PD that we work with here at Chat Sports, but if it is, blink twice. Lacora, DeAndre Carterville, Illinois. Always pun on words there. We got Ty Man the Buckeye hanging out. He's always hanging out. He's in Ohio. Jason MC's only need one more. Yeah, my Mavericks looks like they could be flaming out here, unfortunately. NFL Productions in Aurora, Illinois. We got Jay Reezy in Madison, Terry in Des Moines, Iowa. Chris Ashford in Apopka, Florida. What's up, Jason, who's in Scotia, New York? Let us know where you guys are tuning in from today. Lots to dive into. PD's silent now, so who knows? Missy in Salt Lake, Utah. We got Travis in Keno, Wisconsin. Lacora. It's Mavericks today, Lacora, but yeah, it could be Mavericks it's over tomorrow as they could get swept. Catlin, Illinois from Petey. Is that the suburb you're from, Petey? I don't know. Ron Winarski in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Guessing I mispronounced that. Continue to let us know where you guys are tuning in from. We got producer Cullen back in the building, hanging out today as we got a big Madden sim later on. Signing earlier today, DeAndre Carter, ABCDRF. Grade the signing for us, guys. Any opinions on this Carter move, Cullen?
It's an interesting one. Definitely a position that is going to be now coveted. We've seen a lot of teams kind of go after and target return specialists with these new kickoff rules coming in. Obviously, the Bears now join that listed group, getting DeAndre Carter. So I'm interested. I'm not completely just, in love with this move because DeAndre Carter is obviously, bounced around the league a little bit, but he's had some moments in the sun. So I don't mind it. It's also on a veteran minimum deal, so we'll see. Yeah, is this bye-bye to Velus Jones? That's the big question, you think, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think Velus is a better kick returner, but I think Carter is better at most other things that he can offer as a complete player, so it'll be interesting. I think it definitely is at least, a message like, hey, man, like if you can't contribute in other areas, then we might go with someone who can, so let us know how you guys feel about the signing, A, B, C, D, or F. Jared Thomas getting that question in about Dunze and Nakua. We will get to your questions. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get them on the show. Go Bird says A.J. Brown and Smith are better than your trio. Who's the Eagles' third receiver right now? I honestly don't even know who it would be.
I think Alameda Zacchaeus, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, you could argue, is better than DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, although I think it's pretty damn close. I actually don't know if that's true. I think A.J. is probably the best of the four, but I think the Bears have the next best two, and then Devontae would be fourth. But if you're going trios, I think it's advantage Bears. I think Dunze is better than anyone Philly has by a pretty wide margin, even though he hasn't played yet. So projecting a bit with it being a rookie, but I would say that. PD says B. Ron Winarski says bye, Velus. Robert says Velus should have been gone long ago. Look, 90-man roster, he's going to get a chance to compete, but the reality is outside of being a good kick returner, which up until this year there haven't been a ton of opportunities. Now there's going to be more, obviously, so that helps him out. He just hasn't contributed that much. That's just the bottom line. So we'll see if he's able to do more in training camp and on into this season if he makes the team. Who you got in our Madden sim today? CHI for the Bears, JAC for the Jags. Now, this is supposed to be a London game, but on Madden, we can't make the trip across the pond. One of our producers joked that the pandemic has hit Madden 24, so we're going to be staying at Soldier Field for this one. So who you guys got winning? Lacora, Ron, Jeff, NFL Productions, all saying Chicago. So is Robert. He says F Jacksonville. Jaron Thomas says Dante Pettis is 1 foot out the door. Yeah, I think he's really on notice too. Like, he really has a lot of ground to make up if he's going to make this team. Tanya going with the Bears. NFL Productions in Madden 23, you can. Yeah, maybe Madden 23, but apparently not Madden 24. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. Petey going with the Bears. We'll see. 4-1 so far in our Sims. Jaron Thomas as well. Rolling with Chicago. So we'll do that here in about 45 minutes or so, probably about 4:50. We're going to try and move today's show along a little bit because we actually have a company happy hour after work today. So we'll kind of keep it moving here. With that in mind, if you love the Bears, like this video, hit that like button. We're about to dive into today's, really the deeper part of the show as you guys chop it up in the chat. So hit that like button. Let's get more likes in here as we got over 100 people watching. All right, here's what's coming up on Bears Now Live. Is Velus Jones Jr. in trouble after the signing of DeAndre Carter? We will analyze that. Live Q&A, hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. I've got a new 53-man roster projection for the Bears, and then we get into our Madden Week 6 simulation against the Jacksonville Jags. So all that and more is coming up here in just a moment on Chicago Bears Now.
How many likes do we need to get to, you think?
Let's get to 50 likes.
50, that's easy.
We can get to 50 likes. Money. Come on. Let's get to 50 likes. Then we'll get going here.
I'll give some shout-outs, too. If you've liked the video and you type me in the chat, I'll give you a little shout-out before we get into the show today.
Let's get to 50 likes.
Spam me.
NFL Productions has liked it.
Shout-out to you, brother.
Anyone else checking out the UFL Championship on Sunday? I probably will not, if I'm being honest. If anything significant happens, I'm sure I'll see it on social media, so don't really need to sit there and watch it. Travis, Chris Ashford, Edward, Jay Reezy, Nick, Ron, Todd, Jason, Cody, Jason, Tanya, Petey. Let's get to 50 likes. We got 38. 12 more likes. We got Cody Lyle in there, Tanya, John Crespin, type in me as well. Nick Grimes says, Moy. Is that me in a different language?
French. It's French. There you go.
It's French. Tanya says, let's go Boston. Yeah. I've heard it all before. Missy says me. Appreciate everybody tuning in, liking the video. Thee says me. So does Jeff Bartlett. All right, we're close enough to 50 likes. Oh, not so fast, Michael Horowitz says. Not so fast. Michael Horowitz making his weekly or bi-weekly appearance here. With a $100 super chat, it's Michael Horowitz. Boom! Shout out to Michael Horowitz with a $100 super chat, getting on the Helmet Hall of Fame here. It's only got about, I don't even know how many stickers on this thing. Get you in here.
Michael Horowitz, you already know he's coming through on a Thursday. Let's go.
There you go, Mike. You got like your own section over here of stickers. So get the booms in the chat for Michael Horowitz, and he's a real one. Appreciate the love and the support as always, my friend. All right, let's kick things off with a little Velus Jones Jr. talk after the signing of DeAndre Carter earlier today. Is Velus Jones Jr. on the hot seat? That is going to be the topic of today's episode of Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham from Chat Sports. With DeAndre Carter on board, I just wonder where Velus stands with the organization entering year 3, entering his 3rd training camp. Before I give my analysis, my thoughts, I want to hear from all of you. Predict it for me. Will Velus Jones Jr. make the Bears' 53-man roster? If you think he will, type Y for yes. If you think he won't, type in for no. We'll get into all of it coming up on today's show. All right, is Velus on the hot seat? That's what we're talking about here with the Bears adding another return specialist, another guy who could do some things offensively at wide receiver in DeAndre Carter. That was my initial thought. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but my first thought was, is that bad news for Velus Jones? Because through 2 NFL seasons, outside of being a good kick returner, he hasn't shown much. He has only 11 catches in 26 games. I actually like him as a runner. Jet sweeps, occasionally lined up at running back. I think he would be a better running back than receiver just because he doesn't track the ball that well in the air. He's an average route runner. I think he could be an interesting gadget player as a running back type, but they haven't done that a bunch with him, although he's clearly been more smooth in that regard than as a receiver. He's a great kickoff returner. There's no doubt about it. And this new kickoff rule has kind of given him new life, in my opinion, in terms of making this team 27.4 among the best in the NFL in terms of return average. But then they go out and sign DeAndre Carter, who's one of the better returners in the NFL and is shown more in his career as a receiver, and it just makes you think. It makes you think, what do they think about Velus Jones? Because what does he provide after being a good kickoff returner? Again, the new rule helps. There's going to be more returns in the game. He's a good returner. There's value in that. But he can't return punts because he doesn't track the ball that well. Maybe they give him another shot this year. I doubt it, but we'll see. And he has pretty big limitations offensively. Doesn't track the ball well downfield, even though he can get separation on deep balls. He's not a great route runner, and his hands are average. So if you're only a jet sweep guy and kickoff returner, I just don't know how much longer that leash is, and I think signing DeAndre Carter at minimum is sending him a message like, hey, you need to have a strong training camp and preseason, otherwise we may go in a different direction. So who has the edge when you kind of compare these two players in 4 different categories? Again, as a kick returner, I think Velus is better. He's more explosive, he's bigger, so he can break tackles a little bit easier. He had a higher average last year by a pretty wide margin, although on lower volume. I think it was 16 returns compared to 40 from Carter, but he is a better kickoff returner in my opinion. Punt returner, it's DeAndre Carter. Velus can't return punts. They tried it his rookie year. He muffed 3 punts. They tried it again last year. He muffed his first punt of the preseason, and they were like, we're done. We can't put you back there, man, if you can't catch the ball. They had to go sign gosh, I'm totally blanking. He signed with the 49ers. Trent Taylor signed with the 49ers this offseason because they needed somebody to catch the ball because he couldn't do it. DeAndre Carter, in his career, good punt returner, almost 10 yards per return. Doesn't have a touchdown, but he's reliable. He catches the ball for the most part, and he gives you some explosive ability. Now, I'll admit, if Velus caught the ball consistently, I'd rather have him back there because I think he's more dynamic than DeAndre Carter. But Carter is kind of a better Trent Taylor. He's more sure-handed, and he gives you more juice on returns. As a wide receiver, DeAndre Carter, again, he hasn't had a great career as a receiver. He is more of a return specialist, but he has over 1,200 yards receiving in his career where Velus has less than 130 in 2 seasons. And 2 years ago, we mentioned this on our breaking news video when they signed Carter with Chargers wide receiver coach at the time, Chris Beatty, who is now the receiver coach in Chicago. Coincidence? Doesn't feel like it. He had his best year as a pro as a receiver with 46 catches and over 500 yards. So those two get reunited now. You can't tell me he didn't have an influence on this signing. So these relationships matter, man. It's a whole new offensive staff. I'm sure Ryan Poles is, hoping it works out for Velus. He spent a 3rd-round pick on him, but Ryan Poles has also shown the willingness to move on from guys quickly if it doesn't work out. Chase Claypool is like, yep, that trade sucked, we're moving on. Like, he will not be afraid to admit to a mistake. So I think it's pretty clear that the clock is ticking on Velus. We'll get to our next category here in just a moment, but first, Rome Odunze, he's definitely making this roster. He's a lock. If you want to get his jersey, go to chatsports.com/Rome. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Click and shop today, chatsports.com/Rome. If you forget and think later, simple, /Rome after chatsports.com. All right, gadget, kind of as a runner, I do think Velus is better. Carter can do some of that. That's the one thing going against Velus, though, is even in the categories Velus is better, Carter can still do those things, even if it's not as quite the same level. Like, whereas as a punt returner, like up to this point, Velus has proven he can't return punts. But again, I said it earlier, I think as a runner, as a jet sweep guy, Velus, he's much more comfortable once the ball is in his hands than he is when he's trying to track the football, whether it's on a deep ball downfield or the ball's in the air on a punt. He catches kickoffs pretty well, but he doesn't have dudes running at him. I think there's a big difference there. I've said it for 2 years. I still think they should give him a look at running back. I don't know if they just don't think that's a possibility for his skill set or if he just doesn't want to. I'm not sure. I think he looks pretty smooth. Getsy would run that toss sweep with him sometimes last year. Had a couple of nice runs doing it. Hits the hole hard, and he has good acceleration. So, I don't know if they have plans for him in that regard this year, but at minimum, DeAndre Carter signing puts the pressure on Velus Jones to have a really strong training camp. I don't think there's any question about that. So if you had to keep one, who would you pick? Would you pick Velus Jones, type VJ, or would you take DeAndre Carter and just move on, type DC? I'd rather Velus Jones ball out and be that guy because he's young, and I think he's a more dynamic, fluid athlete. I don't think they trust him. And you can't really blame him because he's more known up to this point in his young career for the mistakes he's made than the good plays he's made. And you run out of goodwill pretty quick in this league. It's the NFL. It's not for long. If you're not producing, they're going to find someone else who can. So big couple of months coming up for Velus Jones. I hope it works out. Seems like a great dude. But up to this point, he has not been a consistent player whatsoever. All right, coming up next, we're going to kind of tier out the Bears wide receiver room. We did this a little bit earlier on Thursday as well, but kind of want to dive deeper there and kind of figure out, who's on the roster bubble, who's not, and kind of go from there because there's a lot of competition that's been created by Ryan Poles. But first, hit that subscribe button. We publish daily Bears content here on this channel, usually multiple videos per day. We go live every Monday and Thursday as well, so if you want to get your questions answered on the show, got to join us for our live streams. Subscribe, turn on notifications, that way you never miss out when we go live or when we publish a video. All right, you look at the Bears wide receiver depth chart. Obviously, the big three is what we've talked about a lot, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, but you get after those guys, and there's a lot of competition. So when you start to tier out this wide receiver depth chart, you got those three guys as your locks. I don't think there's any question. The only way one of these guys isn't on the roster is if they have a season-ending injury in training camp, which, knock on wood, that's not going to happen. That would be the only way they wouldn't count against your 53, obviously. I think number 4 is Tyler Scott. I think he's likely safe. I can't say 100%. If he's terrible in training camp, they could, of course, move on, but this is only his second year after being a 4th-round pick last year. Showed some flash, certainly inconsistent, but I don't think they're going to punt on a player after one season. New offensive staff, so it's not impossible, so I can't call him a roster lock, but I think he's in a pretty good position. So let's say those 4 guys are safe. To me, you got these 4 players for 1 or 2 spots, probably 2. I think they'll carry 6 receivers because I think this team will throw the football a lot. More teams these days carry 6 receivers instead of 5. DeAndre Carter, Velus Jones Jr., Dante Pettis, Colin Johnson. Well, Carter, Jones, and Pettis, their skill sets all overlap. They're all returners, and they all have limitations as receivers. Okay, so what do you value if you're this coaching staff? Who can you trust? Well, I think you can trust Carter the most to give you the most consistency as a punt and kickoff returner. Velus would be the best kickoff returner. Dante would be kind of in between the two. He would probably also offer a little more as a receiver if he could get back to what he was a couple of years ago. So again, it's kind of pick your poison. And then you have Colin Johnson, who could kind of serve as a tight end 4 big slot blocking receiver hybrid, who can kind of give you different looks. So I kind of look at this and I'm like, okay, we're talking about Velus on the hot seat. I definitely think Pettis is in trouble now. Like, he's going to really have to show a lot to make this team. He missed all of last year with an injury. And then I just wonder, okay, again, if it comes down to Carter or Velus, you pick one. Maybe you take Colin Johnson as the other guy who just gives you something else in terms of skill set. So it's going to be very interesting. The competition at training camp at this position is going to be fun to watch after the top 3 guys. And I, for one, can't wait to see how it all plays out. Make the call for me. How many wide receivers do you think make the 53-man roster for the Chicago Bears? 5, 6? Could they go 7? I'd be shocked if they went 7, but I think they'll go 6. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. My prediction as we sit here in June, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Tyler Scott, DeAndre Carter, one more guy makes the team. Do they go with another burner returner type in Velus if Carter's already on the team? Do they go with Dante Pettis, who gives you some returnability but maybe is a little bit better of a receiver? Or again, do they go with Colin Johnson, who is kind of a big body guy who can post people up, block a little bit, and kind of give you a different skill set at 6'6", 225 pounds. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll have a new roster projection once we get into training camp, so things can certainly change between now and then. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to this segment of Chicago Bears Now. If you want more content on the Bears, we are the channel for you. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the noties. We'll see you guys soon. All right, the man just keeps on showing up. It's Michael Horowitz. Boom! He says, I'm surprised Velus was even still on the team, and I kind of forgot about him. Yeah, I mean, look, it's been a struggle, right? Outside of kick returning, he has not shown any consistency. Everything I've heard is he's a good worker. He's a good dude. But that's not what makes it in the NFL. You got to be productive, and he just hasn't been that up to this point. So I'm rooting for him, but if he doesn't produce, you're going to have to make a change. And I think he got put on notice with this Carter signing. That's my read into it at least, but time will tell. All right, Colin, hashtag Bears or Super Chat. It is mailbag time here on the show. So if you want to get your questions in, do it right now. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get those questions in. Paul says Velus is best kick returner. Dante and Carter will fight for punt return spot. Dante and Velus could be the better receivers with their size. Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. I think the thing, too, though, you got to remember with these coaches, ideally, they would like the kick and punt returner to be the same guy because that's only one roster spot. Mm-hmm. And Carter gives you enough as a receiver. We saw 2 years ago what he was able to do, that if they're comfortable with him, they might go in that direction because unless something has drastically changed, I don't think they're going to have Velus be the punt returner. So that's just kind of the way I see it. So load up those questions, and we will dive into this mailbag. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just going to say, load up those questions. Yeah, I'm interested in a lot of Chicago Bears stuff right now too, Harrison. So by all means, use hashtag Bears as you see down below, or if you want to guarantee that you'll be in this mailbag, Super Chat, we greatly appreciate it. Every donation gets us, a little bit closer to reaching our goal here at Chat Sports, which is getting more office space and I think the Bears are getting really close, Harrison, to getting their own studio space, like own reserve studio space.
Ooh, that'd be sweet.
I heard some rumblings, but, we got to get
some Chat Sports rumors.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Who knows? You guys being here helps. Any donation helps. It's not necessary, but if you're inclined, it definitely helps us grow, helps us hire people like Colin, Joey behind the scenes, one of our new employees. So we're grateful for all of you. All right, let's get to our mailbag, and then coming up in about 10-15 minutes, we'll get into my latest 53-man roster projection. Yes, Pretty Ricky kicking off our new Bears Now mailbag. Is that the Pretty Ricky? He says, could the Bears be shopping Tyler Scott or Velus Jones after signing DeAndre Carter? I would certainly be surprised if they were trying to shop Tyler Scott in particular, as he's only been here 1 year, and I kind of liked what I saw from him as a rookie, although he was inconsistent, but I think he showed some potential to get open as a route runner. Now, you look at his receiver depth chart, I will say this, Shane Waldron likes receivers with size. Tyler Scott's not a very big guy, right? Velus Jones is a little bit bigger than him. He's about 6 foot 215. So he's got some girth. It would surprise me if they punted on Tyler Scott already, but you certainly never know when new coaching staffs, when new coaches come in and they have influence, things can certainly change in a hurry if you're not established. So keep that in mind. With that being said, name a player that you think the Bears should trade. Is there someone on this roster they should try to move on from? Obviously, if a team kept calling on Velus for a late-round pick, I think you'd have to consider it. Let me know which player you think the Bears should trade. The Notcast with the super chat, appreciate it. He says, you find a genie, would you rather get a guaranteed greatest of all time this year and hope our offense lives up to the hype, or guaranteed Chiefs offense with the defense we got? So you're saying, would you rather take the current Chiefs offense with the defense you have, or hope you have the greatest offense of all time? I'd probably just take the Chiefs offense, if I'm being honest. I will say this, though. Sometimes you get hit with these hypotheticals, like you see them on social media all the time. Like, would you guarantee yourself a championship this year if you miss the playoffs the next 10? Most people would say yes, right? Because you get a title, right? But isn't part of the fun of being a sports fan is the unknown, the journey, experience it? If you already know you're going to win it, then it's not as fulfilling. So I just want to see how it all comes together. I want to see what Caleb Williams and this offense can do. But if you're asking me in a vacuum, like, what's more likely, taking the current Chiefs offense, which is very, very good, to help you reach the goal you want to, or hoping the Bears offense reaches a higher level than that? I mean, I'd be pretty stupid to not take the Chiefs offense, I think. Jason M., what kind of season does Dexter need to have for you to say he's the answer at 3-tech going forward? I mean, he just needs to take another big step forward, right? His get off the line of scrimmage needs to be much better. There's too many snaps last year where the ball is snapped and it takes him almost a full half second to fire off the ball. And, with his physical dominance, he's able to make up for it after that. But you can't do that snap in and snap out. If he can get off the line of scrimmage more consistently and play the run a little bit more consistently, play better with his pad level, if he can do some of those things and from a statistical standpoint maybe give you 5 sacks, I'd feel pretty good. That'd be a step in the right direction if he were able to do those things and fix some of those technique areas I mentioned. Subscribe and join the Noti Gang here at Chicago Bears Now. What's the Noti Gang, Harrison? Well, I'll tell you. First of all, you got to hit that subscribe button. Then you turn on the notification bell, and then you select all. The default is personalized. When you select all, that means you're going to receive a notification every time we either go live or publish a video that's non-live. If you do that, you're part of the Noti Gang here at Chat Sports and at Chicago Bears Now. We have almost 94,000 subscribers, but only like 20,000 of you are part of the Noti Gang, so we need more members. Go ahead and follow those steps. Jaron Thomas, do you see a path where Rome Odunze can break Puka Nakua's rookie receiving record this upcoming season? He mentioned that as a goal of his. I mean, you love the confidence and the attitude, right? It would be pretty shocking, right? Number one, Puka Nacua almost had 1,500 yards. That's hard for any player in this league. Number two, he's behind DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. So if he were to break it, that would almost certainly lead one to believe that one of the top 2 guys got hurt, which again, knock on wood, we hope doesn't happen. Or number 2, he is insanely good right away and is just your best player. But even then, even if he is your best receiver, I would still have him on the less of that over-under Puka Nakua's receiving yards, because you still have DJ, you still have Keenan, you still have Cole Kmet, you still have DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. I just think you have too many weapons for a 1,500-yard season to be realistic for Rome Odunze. More is him. #Bears. Hypothetically, what could the Bears get for trading Khalil Herbert, in your opinion? Bear down. Get the Bear downs in the chat. I don't know, 6th-round pick, late-round pick. He's an expiring contract as a running back. Good player, not a great player. That's kind of what those type of players go for. It's a devalued position unless you're Christian McCaffrey and you can catch 80 balls a year. So I said it in the spring. I'll say it now. If it's a 6th or later, I'd rather just keep him, because I think 1 year of Khalil Herbert is worth more than a late round pick. So I know they like Roschon Johnson, so if they really want to increase his workload, maybe you consider shopping him. But I like Herbert. I think he fits well in this offense, and I'm not going to trade him for chump change when that's, in reality, probably all you're going to get. Fill in the blank for us. The Bears will win blank games this year. Is it going to be 8, 9, 10, less, more? What's that number? 17 chances at it. How many are they going to win? Fill in the blank for us. The Notcast again with the super. He says, what happened to Caleb Williams, wide receiver friend? Will he make the team? John Jackson III, he's on the 90-man roster. I'll make a way early prediction here. He is on the practice squad. I don't think he's good enough to be an NFL 53-man roster receiver right now. But he has some developmental traits, and he's a good friend of Caleb Williams, so it's kind of like a win-win, right? You got traits worth developing, keep your quarterback happy. The Chiefs kind of did that with Mahomes his first couple of years. I forget the receiver's name, who was never going to contribute on Sundays, but they kept him on the practice squad. I think his name was Garrett Dieter. Him and Mahomes were tight, so they kept him around. Hey, keep your QB happy. You don't have to over-please him, like put him on the 53, but you got 16 practice squad spots, put one of them from Jackson, and that's cool with me. Grego, #Bears. Booker should get a lot of snaps his rookie season. Underrated opinion, but I think we shouldn't get another defensive end. Let Book pass Anderson's 12-sack second. I think you mean record. Okay, maybe. Maybe you see how a couple preseason games go, and if you feel like you need more, you add somebody, but I'm still in the camp. I would add another defensive lineman. Now, if you want to add a guy in the interior, that's fine too. I don't really have a preference on position. I just think you need another pass rusher on that front four. I'm open to Booker having a role, though. I think he's raw. I don't think he's ready to be a starter. So we'll see. Maybe he proves us wrong and he hits the ground running as a rookie. Who knows? From Skeptor, what's your ranking for each team in the NFC North? I think I would go Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings, but I think the Bears and Packers are close. I would just have to give Green Bay the edge because they've dominated the head-to-head. But I think you can make a reasonable argument saying the Bears, from a roster standpoint, is right there, if not even slightly better than Green Bay's. And if Caleb Williams is the real deal, it wouldn't shock me at all if they beat Green Bay at least once this year and finish with a better record with them. FGB in the chat. From Petey, whose seat is hotter, Dante's or Velus's? Probably Dante's, but I still think Velus's seat is pretty hot. I think the timing of the Carter signing is pretty significant. It's right after OTAs and minicamp. That tells me they want another guy in the mix, right? And DeAndre Carter is not just some scrub. He belongs on a 53-man roster in this league, so he would not sign here for the vet minimum if he didn't think he had a real shot at making this football team. So I would say Dante, but I think the real answer is both. You got to produce, otherwise you're going to get cut. All right, appreciate everybody's questions there. Again, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Once you select all, you're never going to miss out on one of our episodes, whether it's live or video on demand. So be sure to do that after you watch this video. All right, how many wins for the Bears this year? How many wins? What are we rocking with?
Double digits is not unrealistic at all for this team.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
Third easiest schedule based on opponent win percentage from last year. Won 7 games last year. I think they've made notable improvements at several spots on the roster. Yeah, I mean, I think you should be shooting for double-digit wins. Yeah. Lock and Load says 10. Ron says 17. Minaj says 10, NFL 11, Trump 12, Grego 11, Scepter 9, Sammy 11, the Naj 10. A lot in that 10-11 range. Jay Reezy 13, Edward says 8, 0 from Don Purr. Is that Don Burr's burner account? Lacora says, no, my question. What'd you ask, Lacora? I'm scrolling up. Ask it again, Lacora. I'll answer it real quick. I don't see it in the chat. Henry says 10. Moore says 11. Edward says too scared to be optimistic. I don't blame you, Edward. It's been a lot of disappointment. Denny says 12. Get your question in the chat, Lacora. I'll try to answer it real quick. NFL Production says, how many yards Caleb currently have in Madden? I'd have to check after today. So we'll have to look into that. PD says 10. 10 be nice. 10 or more. You're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Could get in with 9, but let's not leave it to chance. All right, Lacora, fire your question. We'll get to it after this segment, and then it's also going to be time for our Madden Sim as well. Oh, here he says. He says, imagine if your Madden Sim record is going to be the same as the real-life 2024 Bears. Well, Bears are 4-1 so far. I would take that start. No doubt about it. Get to the super chat from the Notcast real quick. Good thing Caleb won't play Notre Dame. Yeah, that was his worst game in college. No question about it. No question about it.
Well, Garrison Ham action.
Garrison Ham. What's up, the Notcast? Appreciate it, my friend.
What
is this? What on earth?
Man, oh
crazy.
man.
Oh man. All right. Don't buy a house, kids. There's always crap going wrong. All right, let's get to my latest 53-man roster projection. I'm Harrison Graham. This is Chicago Bears Now. I've got an updated 53-man roster projection. Some things have changed since the last time we've done this exercise. One, we've gone through OTAs and mandatory minicamp. And two, the Bears have signed two notable veterans in Marcedes Lewis and DeAndre Carter, two guys that are strong candidates to make the 53-man roster. So that certainly can shake things up. We'll get to it coming up here on today's show. But if you like where the Bears roster sits right now, especially in comparison to recent years, hit that like button. I don't see how you couldn't. Ryan Poles has done a great job flipping this thing on its head over the last 24 months. So if you're fired up, if you like this roster right now, hit that like button. All right, let's go quarterback. I'm just going to keep two guys on the 53, Caleb Williams, Tyson Bagent. I thought about Brett Rippon, keeping a veteran in there, but I think you can probably get him to the practice squad, so that's kind of my thinking there. Tyson Bagent proved last year he can be a quality backup, went 2-2 in 4 starts. Obviously, number one pick, Caleb Williams, he's your starter. So Brett Rippon, Austin Reed gets cut. Maybe one or both make the practice squad. You would certainly have somebody on your practice squad as a third QB if you only carry 2. Ideally, that's Rippon. And if they like Reed as a developmental guy, I don't mind keeping 2 guys in the practice squad considering you have 16 spots. All right, running back. This is a change I made. I've cut Travis Homer. I'm keeping 3 running backs plus a fullback. DeAndre Swift, Khalil Herbert, Roschon Johnson as your 3 backs, and then Kari Blasingame as your fullback. Travis Homer cut, so is Ian Wheeler. Similar skill sets there, so maybe one of those guys makes the roster. But I think also you could keep a guy like Ian Wheeler on the practice squad, the UDFA, who's a pretty good pass catcher and can do some things as a returner and on special teams as a whole. So maybe you cut Homer loose, he signs as a vet elsewhere, and then Wheeler is your practice squad developmental guy. Wide receiver got 6, just like last time, but a couple of changes here. The same first 4, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Tyler Scott. The 3 guys on the left of your screen are locks. I think Tyler Scott's pretty safe as well as a 4th-round pick from last year. DeAndre Carter, who signed recently, that signing felt significant to me. I've got him making the team as your returner and can do some things in the offense. And then I'm going to go Colin Johnson. That means Velus Jones and Dante Pettis get cut. Obviously, they have similar skill sets. If you keep DeAndre Carter, he can be your kick and your punt returner. Ideally, you still get Velus to the practice squad. It wouldn't shock me, though, if a team poached him with his 4.31 speed and give him a second opportunity there. Maybe if he gets poached, Pettis goes onto your practice squad. That's certainly an option as well. And I know I'm going to get asked, why Colin Johnson over Velus? Well, I think it's just a skill set thing. If DeAndre Carter makes this football team, and I think he will, I think Jones becomes expendable. He's a better kickoff returner than DeAndre Carter, but Carter can handle that responsibility plus do other things like punt return, play some receiver, all of that. Colin Johnson offers a different skill set. He found a role as a good blocking receiver last year. He could be almost like your 4th tight end as well. We'll get to that position in a sec. He could be your new Equinemius St. Brown, just big wide receiver on the outside that can play some big slot, good blocker in the run game. A lot of time when you get to these depth positions at these skill spots, it's like, okay, how can we differentiate? Because if you go Velus Jones over Colin Johnson, well, your backups kind of all do similar things. They're guys who can be return specialists, and they're kind of gadget speedsters offensively. Well, if you already have a couple of those guys, do you need another one? So I went Colin Johnson. I could see it going either way, but I think wide receivers 4 through 7, 4 through 8 is all going to be very, very competitive. All right, so out of these 4 players, which 2 are you keeping to make the roster? So type 2 of these initials. VJ for Velus Jones, CJ for Colin Johnson, DC for DeAndre Carter, DP for Dante Pettis. Let me know which 2 you're keeping on the 53-man roster. All right, let's go to tight end now. So I mentioned Colin Johnson could kind of be that fourth tight end as well. 3 traditional tight ends make the roster: Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett, Marcedes Lewis. I just don't think you have a guy right now that's worthy of keeping as a fourth tight end on the 53. Steven Carlson, Tommy Sweeney, Brendan Bates. I think any of these 3 would be worthy of a practice squad spot. Maybe you keep 2 of them over there, but I don't think you need one on the 53, especially if you carry Colin Johnson. Your trios is a pretty good-looking trio, if I'm being honest. I think this position's pretty cut and dry here. Offensive line, I'm going to keep 9. I think this is the same 9 I kept last time. Starters on the left side, with obviously, subject to change. But from left to right, Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Ryan Bates at center, Nate Davis at right guard, Darnell Wright at right tackle. Obviously, center and right guard somewhat in flux here. The rookie, Karan Amagaji, who can play tackle and guard. Matt Eberflus recently said he's expected to be ready for training camp as he's been recovering from an injury suffered last season at Yale. Coleman Shelton, your backup center guard, who could end up starting at center as well if Bates needs to play right guard, depending on what's going on with Nate Davis. Matt Pryor can play some guard, can play some tackle. I think he makes this team. And I think Ja'Tyre Carter does as well. I think they like where he's at in his development, so I think he makes it. And then I've got Larry Borum as a notable cut. Again, what's working against Borum is that if the Bears cut him, they save over $3 million in salary cap space. And when he's at best your 8th or 9th offensive lineman, you might as well save the $3 million and keep a guy like Matt Pryor, who's only going to cost you a little over $1 million. So I think that's just a money game. It's not necessarily that Borum's not worthy of being on the 53. It's just if you're on the bubble and someone can give you similar production for a third of the cost, it's kind of an easy decision for these teams. Defensive line now. Montez Sweat, obviously. Javon Dexter, Andrew Billings, DeMarcus Walker, your 4 projected starters as of now. Zach Pickens, second-year defensive tackle. He's safe. So is Austin Booker, who they just drafted. I think Jake Martin's in line to make this team as of now. I think when the pads go on, the edge, the defensive tackle, depth positions, that's when guys will make their money or where they'll get cut. I got Michael Dwumfor making it. I was kind of reluctant finding a 4th defensive tackle, but you need somebody. I got Dominique Robinson making it too. Last time I had Kareem, but I was listening to Hogan Johns, and Johns pointed out that Robinson looks a lot bigger, so I was like, okay, maybe he gets another shot. And then I'm going to go with the 10th defensive lineman. Whether it's edge or defensive tackle, I still think they signed somebody. I really, really do. We'll get to some potential signings that they could go after in a second, but notable cuts: Khalid Kareem, Keith Randolph Jr., the rookie UDFA, who I had making it last time, but pretty quiet in OTAs and minicamp. Didn't hear much about him, but again, when the pads go on, maybe he makes some noise. And then Byron Coart, the other defensive tackle, I had Dwumfor making it over him. Now you look at some free agent defensive linemen here. 5 names that I think would be worthy of roster spots. Calais Campbell, of course, who could play edge or inside. He'd be ideal because I think you could use some depth at both, and he kind of covers that for you. 3 edges: Yannick Ngakoue, you could bring him back. Emmanuel Ogba is a candidate. You could also target Carl Lawson. And then Abdullah Anderson, who spent a brief stint with the Bears a few years ago. He's kind of your other interior guy that is out there, so keep an eye on him as well. Now, name a free agent defensive lineman that you think the Bears should sign. Is it someone I just mentioned? Is it someone else I'm not thinking of? Drop a name in the comments below and let me know where you stand. All right, I kind of tussled with this one. I'm sticking with the same 5 linebackers as last time. Your 2 primary starters: TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, Jack Sanborn, who's your Sam linebacker, Noah Sewell, who was drafted last year. He's your number 4 guy. Eamon O, he's your new special teamer who can also play a little bit of off-ball linebacker. He replaces Dylan Cole this season. Thought about putting Micah Baskerville on this team, but I think he's more of a practice squad candidate for now. Join the family. Subscribe to Chicago Bears now. It takes 1 click, and it's 100% free. I challenge you to do it. 1 click. Did it. That's it. We appreciate it. Give us a week. Show support. If you don't like what we do, then, hey, you can always unsubscribe. Cornerbacks, I'm going to go with 6. I think the same 6 I did last time. Your 3 starters on the left: Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson as your outside guys. Kyler Gordon is your nickel. Terrell Smith, who's an excellent CB4, can play some nickel or outside. Jalen Jones, good special teamer, as is Josh Blackwell, who's also a nice backup nickel. You've got a guy like Greg Stroman Jr. in the mix who could push for a spot, but I think he's on the outside looking in. I really like this room, man. I think on paper, receiver and corner are your best positions. I think your starting receivers have a chance to be a little bit better, a little higher end overall, but I think the depth at corner is pretty damn good. All 6 of those guys have played quite a bit. So I like this unit. I think it's one of the stronger ones on the team. Go to safety now. I'm going to keep 5 safeties here. I think the same 5. I think the secondary is the same as before. My last roster projection. Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, your 2 starters. Jonathan Owens, your new number 3 safety. Still got Elijah Hicks on the team. He's a good special teamer, as is Quindell Johnson, who I think they like his developmental traits as a coverage safety, so they keep him around. Hicks and Johnson certainly could be some names on the roster bubble. And then special teams, pretty simple. Cairo Santos is the kicker, Torrey Taylor's the punter, and Patrick Scales, longest tenured Bear on the team. He is the long snapper. So there you have it, my 53-man roster projection following minicamp and OTAs. If you love the Bears, like this video. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to Chicago Bears Now. If there's any major egregiouses you have with my 53-man roster, let me know in the comments. We'll see you soon. Got a super chat from MVP. He says, Bear down FGB. Those are the 2 mottos, MVP. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. The Nodge says Yannick, but after week 3. I don't know if he's going to still be out there by then.
We'll see. But we're about to get into our Madden stream. Week 6 coming up. Who you got? Type CHI if you got the Bears. Type JAC if you got the Jags. I better not see a single JAC unless there's an F in front of it. That's all I have to say.
PD says, why didn't Rolly make the 53-man? He's more of a practice squad candidate.
He is.
But he's battling. Really hitting the weights hard, so
yeah.
We'll see. MVP, Jay Reezy, Kansas City, Ron, Gabriel, Harley, all saying Chicago. Anon going Jacksonville. Ooh. Michael Zabrinsky with the $2 super chat. Shout out Michael Zabrinsky.
Shout him out.
Shout out to Michael Zabrinsky. We don't have the stats in front of us, NFL Productions, but I'll look into that after this game.
Who's more likely to make the roster or 53-man roster, Rolly or Cullen?
Oklahoma drill to see who makes it.
Oh, I'm winning that. Rolly is folding like a lawn chair.
Oh!
That's not even close.
Not even close, he says. I love it. I love it. That is fantastic.
Rolly would probably kill me. He actually does go to the gym, so shout out to him.
Yeah, but you got that grit.
Yeah, you know.
Does Rolly have that grit?
I'm just saying, man.
Silver spoon.
Silver spoon. He does have a silver spoon.
Rochester, New York. Okay. All right, let's get to our Week 6 Madden Sim. We'll react to the full game, and then we'll get out of here. Here we go. All right, it's time for our Week 6 Madden simulation as the Bears are 4-1. The Jags come in at 3-2. My name is Harrison Graham. We run a couple of these sims per week. We're off to Week 6 now. Normally, this game will be played in London this year, but on Madden, doesn't work that way, so it's going to be at Soldier Field because the Bears did lose a home game for doing this, so it will be in Chicago, so keep that in mind for this sim. Get those score predictions in. Bears versus Jags. Who you got, and what is the final score? Go ahead and get your thoughts down below. You look at our Madden Sim schedule. I mentioned 4-1, the one loss in Week 2 to the Texans on Sunday Night Football. Got the game today, then a Week 7 bye before Week 8 action at the Commanders, and then you get kind of to the second half of the schedule. And those dates are kind of, they could change. There's a gap there in that first couple of weeks of July because we got NBA free agency going on, plus I'm going on a little vacation. So, things could get shuffled around, but ideally we will get through every game before the Hall of Fame game, preseason Week 0, against the Texans on August 1st. All right, so there you have it. Get those score predictions in, and Cullen, let's get this stream or simulation underway as Caleb Williams and the Bears take on Trevor Lawrence and the Jags.
Definitely a really interesting game here. Two prospects that were widely regarded as the number one in both their respective classes, generational talents, different stages of their career, obviously. I'm very interested to see how this one goes.
This is like sneaky a big year for Trevor Lawrence, I feel like.
Yeah.
Especially if he doesn't get paid before week 1. Now, kind of think he will, but
Right.
last year was kind of a setback, I thought, for him. Now, he's playing hurt a little bit, so. You know, it's not like he's been absolutely incredible. He's been good, but hasn't been incredible. All right, here we go. About to get underway at Soldier Field as it looks like Jacksonville is going to kick off. So the Bears will get the football first. Velus Jones Jr. back to receive the kick. DeAndre Carter not quite up to speed yet, so full disclosure, this sim was run before he got signed. But, yeah, Velus back to receive as we get this sim underway.
Yeah. Breaking the action here. I got a couple scores. I got 24-14 PD, 28-7 from Ron. The Nod says 24-16. Trump says 30-10 for the Bears. MVP says 34-15. That would be a hell of a score for a Madden game.
Yeah, 5 field goals or a missed extra point or something in there. Go for 2, didn't get it, or did get it.
Yeah.
Here we go. We are underway as Velus is going to get an opportunity 3 yards out. Gets up past the 20 to about the 23, and that is where Caleb and the offense will come out for drive number 1. I think when you get the ball first in these Madden sims, you got to start fast, so we'll see if they're able to do that in this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've always talked about, right? You know, is the offense kind of leading the way, whereas the defense sometimes shows up, sometimes doesn't. I'm very interested to see Caleb and company look on this first drive.
All right, here we go in the huddle.
Here we go.
6-minute quarters. Here we go. As Williams in the shotgun, Swift to his right. Caleb takes the snap. Zone read keeper. Just gets a couple. We'll call it 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Yeah.
Thought he should have given that one, actually. I thought Swift had some room.
I'm not going to lie. I've seen a lot of, not maybe necessarily a lot, but a decent amount of Caleb keeping, you know, those read options.
They've run a lot more of those than I would have thought in these sims. 2nd and 7. Williams takes the snap. This is straight QB power.
Look at that.
Picks up 4 or 5, gets cracked. I don't know if I love that early in the game. Got to be 3rd and 2.
Call him Cam Newton. Good Lord.
All right, then. 3rd and 2. Interesting play calling early from Shane Waldron. It's about 2.5 yards away from a first down. Williams got to throw this time. Throws right side, caught.
I believe that's a Dunze.
Looks like it's Roma Dunze. For a pickup of 10. Type those ones. Type those ones. Here we go. Just a simple out route through it before he got out of his break. Bring up a fresh set of downs. Bears 4-1, Jags 3-2 in our Madden simulations. Williams takes the snap, looking, throws, right side into the flat. Cole Kmet, gain of 4. Bring up 2nd and 6.
Yeah. Finding the sidelines early, not afraid to take what the defense is giving them. Liking what I'm seeing from Caleb so far.
Take what's there, get to the next play.
How do you feel about Doug Peterson, by the way?
He is an interesting case study, I feel like. Because, I mean, I'll tell you more after this play. Swift up the gut, not much, maybe 2. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Let me know if they should pass or run it. P for pass, R for run. You know, that whole Eagles Super Bowl, I don't want to call it a fluke, but in a lot of ways it kind of is. I mean, Nick Foles gets red hot for like 3 weeks. Doug Peterson wins a bowl, but he's fired like 3 years later.
Yep.
Has a crazy comeback playoff win in his first year as the Jags head coach. But then last year they take a step back. A Dunze, another catch for a first down. I don't know. I think it's a big year for Peterson, too, and I think that division's sneaky tough with Tennessee and obviously Houston.
Yeah. Not to mention Indy, too, who's still lurking.
I meant Indy, not Tennessee. I think Tennessee is a distant fourth in that division, but I think the Colts are going to be pretty good, and Houston should be good too. Caleb spins left. Oh, he's going to go down.
Bad decision there.
Josh Allen takes him down. Loss of 10. Loss of 10. Spun out too early, and Allen shedded his block. Took him down. Braxton Jones.
Those are some of those rookie headaches we've been hearing about. Golly. Can't be doing that, Caleb.
He's 2nd and 20 here.
Radness says he missed Cole Kmet on the cross.
Yeah, he had the underneath throw. Try and get about half of it back here. Williams in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking. Throws quick underneath. Well, that's not half. That's going to be about 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and a mile.
Yeah.
Get the leg warm, Torrey.
Yeah. It's looking like it so far.
3rd and 17. If you got about 10 or 12, you might get a field goal attempt. We'll see. Empty set for Williams. Tries to hard count. Now he'll take the snap. Jags bring 5. Spins out. Fires left high, but caught. Keenan Allen high points the football. Picks up about 22 and a first down.
Type those ones, baby.
That was a missile.
Look at that.
That was a
Type
missile.
those ones. We get a super chat coming in.
I don't know the answer to that question, Ricky. We'll be live. I know that.
I'll flash it on screen after this play.
Caleb hands it off. Swift. Not much doing. Gain of 3. Will I be downing beers? Not sure why I got cut off there. At 8:30 a.m. on game day in London. Well, I won't be in London, but will I have a beer? We'll see. We'll be live. We will be live. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. Caleb, play action. Dumps it off underneath. I think it's that Gerald Everett. Yeah, gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd and 5. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Bears offense.
Man, this offense is going to be so fun to watch this year.
I can't wait, man. Williams throws over the middle, caught. Kmet, little mesh concept there. First down. Caleb 7 for 7 on this drive. Type those ones. Type those ones. Here we go.
We're getting close to the end of the first quarter here. This first quarter's flown by.
Yeah, using up almost the entire quarter on this first possession. Williams hands it off. Swift, stretch play left side. Ooh, I thought he was going to cut that up. Yeah. Picked up 5, and that's probably going to be the end of the quarter.
It's looking like it.
Subscribe to the channel if you're a Bears fan. We don't just do these Madden streams. In fact, we do a lot more real coverage on the team, on the actual team. Cover the latest news, rumors. If the Bears make a signing like they recently signed DeAndre Carter, we cover that as well, so hit that subscribe button. We also have some Caleb Williams jerseys available for purchase. Chatsports.com/Caleb. Got the navies, the whites, the oranges all available. Get that link in the live or in the description and comments of this video. Chatsports.com/Caleb. Pick up a jersey today. All right, we'll flip ends here as the Bears use up the entire first quarter and have 2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line of Jacksonville. Caleb Williams in the shotgun, Swift to his left. Williams takes the snap, throws over the middle, incomplete. A little too far out in front of Keenan Allen. Now it's going to be 3rd and 5. Those windows get tighter in the red zone.
Yeah, they do.
3rd
I don't hate the
and
decision,
5.
though. I don't hate it.
See what they dial up here. Feel a little DJ Moore. No catches for him yet. He's singled up top. Caleb throws over the middle. Caught. First down.
It's
Keenan Allen.
Let's go.
I think that's his 4th catch. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 2. 3rd catch. He's got 32 yards. A little behind him. It was a good catch by Allen. 1st and goal at the 2. Keenan is a zone killer. That's true. He's always going to find the soft zone within the zone. Williams Keeps it. He'll walk in. Oh, I thought he was going to walk in. They're going to call him short. What a tackle.
Yeah.
Darnell Savage.
That's a blast from the past right there.
That was a hell of a play.
Yeah.
2nd and goal. I thought he was going to just walk in.
By the way, that's me and Rolly in the Oklahoma drill.
I formation this time. Roschon Johnson in at running back. Williams hands it to Roschon. He'll walk in. Touchdown, Bears. Type those TDs.
Type those TDs.
Type those TDs. A long drive ends in pay dirt. I'm going to guess that was a 15-play drive.
I mean, it took up the entire first quarter.
And what, a minute of the second quarter?
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible right there.
Let's see. Minute 3, so it was a 7 minute and 3-second drive. Cairo Santos on for the extra point. He knocks it through. Cool. 17 plays, 77 yards. Wow.
Spam those TDs. Shout out to Harley, Gabe, Luis, the Naj, Jay, Wasim, Tanya. Shout out to you guys for pulling up and watching the Madden stream.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Torrey Taylor set to boot this kickoff away.
Let's say I forgot what Trevor Lawrence even looks like at this point. Good Lord. We'll take it, though.
All right, here we go. I mean, if you could somehow get a stop here after that long drive, that'd be massive.
Yeah, it would.
Kickoff 4 yards deep. They're going to bring it out. Past the 20. Gets cracked at the 23. All right, here comes Trevor Lawrence and the Jags.
Here we go.
They can't afford to take 7 minutes on this drive, otherwise they won't score before halftime.
And just reminding people, this is today's motto. F Jackson.
F the Jags. Let's go. Let's go.
Get a nice little look at Trevor Lawrence's stats there, at least from 2022.
T-Law in the huddle.
Got a little Brian Thomas Jr. action. Gabe Davis.
Some new look weapons for Lawrence.
Yeah.
Under center, ETN behind him. Lawrence brings a man in motion. He'll give it to him on the jet sweep. Cuts it up, picks up 11. Gabe Davis. How many jet sweeps do you think Gabe Davis will run this year?
He'll run.
Over under 2.5.
I'm going to go with his jersey number of 0.
Yeah, he's not a jet sweep guy, but this is Madden after all. Lawrence in the gun. Takes the snap. Hands it off. ETN gets 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Tremaine Edmonds on the tackle. 2nd down coming up here. Predict what's going to happen on this drive. Touchdown, field goal, punt, or turnover. Let me know in the chat. Lawrence in the gun. Takes the snap. Looking, throws over the middle. Caught. Looks like Evan Ingram, gain of about 10 and a 1st down.
Predicted down below.
MVP says punt. NFL Productions as well. Ron Winarski interception. The Nodge turnover. Under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Down to 3.5 now. Jags just shy of midfield. Lawrence takes the snap. He'll hand it off. ETN looking for room. Doesn't find any. Gets maybe a yard. Good tackle by TJ Edwards, who's flexing on him. There's been like 3 sacks in these games combined. Yeah, I've noticed on these Madden sims there's not a monster pass rush presence.
No.
I don't think we've called Montez Sweat's name hardly at all.
Hardly at all. It's like he's not even there.
Lawrence hands it off. ETN again. Only gets 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Third down.
Type those 3s. Type those 3s. Here we go.
And oh man, be a huge stop here.
3rd and 6. We got Jay Reezy, the Nodge, Harley, Gabriel. Empty set for Lawrence. He takes the snap. Looking, throws, left side, call, dropped!
Let's go.
Dropped!
So that was intended for ETN there.
Kevin Byard with the big hit, and he's talking shit, too.
Let's go.
That's huge. So they're going to have to punt, and the Bears could go up double digits at halftime. Watch the fake near midfield. Who was the team that ran the fake that one week?
Who was it?
Can't even remember.
Was I here?
This one's going to go, I can't tell.
No,
it's a
out of the end zone.
touchback.
Let's go. I don't know if that was me.
That might have been week 1 or week 2. It was pretty early.
Yeah.
What's up, Jonathan? Hope everything's going okay over there. Hope everything's going okay over there. Here we go. Caleb Williams in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking. Throws into the flat. I think he just threw that one away. We're up 2nd down.
Start off hot. 8 of 10.
Good start.
Definitely get used to. I don't know.
J-Dubs, I always loved the clock management at the end of the half. Yeah, it's always interesting. You never know what to expect.
You have no idea.
Williams. Oh, little Jets. Oh, if DJ breaks that one, he might still be running. That was a great tackle. Now it's 3rd and 13 at the 2-minute warning. Yeah. NFL production says it was Indy, I'm pretty sure, in terms of the fake punt. I can't remember. It was week 2 or 3, I think, so it might have been Indy.
Yeah.
Might have been Indy.
May have been. Shout out as we do get a 3rd and 13 here, and they're going under center.
Oh, they're just going to hand it off here. Oh, my gosh! I thought Roschon was going to get there, but he didn't. That's a disappointing 3 and out, and now Jacksonville's going to get the ball back with an opportunity to get points before the half, and they get the ball after halftime. So, missed chance there from the Bears offense.
Yeah. Nothing strikes fear in an opponent than going I formation on 3rd and 13. Jesus.
Yeah, seriously. If you're going to run it, run like a draw out of shotgun or something. Try and catch him sleeping. Taylor's going to boot this one away. Not a very good punt. Bear caught at the 34. So only about 30 yards away from field goal territory for Jacksonville.
Yeah. Again, man, if the defense could hold up again, sets himself up real nice to, at least get into the second quarter, or start the second half, excuse me.
Yeah, if you could hold them to 3 or less, I'd be pretty happy here.
Yeah. Nobody plays over top, please.
Yeah, we don't need any Alec Pierce miracles. Lawrence looking, throws. Oh!
Turn your head around, young man.
If Tyreek Stevenson turns around, that's picked. Not a good throw from Lawrence. He threw a fastball when he needed to loft it over the top. MVP says this is some gutsy play calling. Yeah, I didn't love the little, what do you call it, a little pot pass. 2nd and 10. Lawrence brings a man in motion, takes a snap, 4-man rush, looking, throws underneath, caught. Oh, good hit by Edmonds. Forces the drop. It's going to be 3rd down. It's 3rd and 10. Let's go. Let's go.
Bump it up. Get those 3s in.
Those 3s in the chat. Get the 3s in the chat. 3rd and 10. Lawrence in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking. Sack! Oh, I thought he was sacked. Flus called the corner blitz. Couldn't get home, but he has to throw it away. How about back-to-back 3 and outs? I think that's the first time that's happened all season.
We'll take it. Was that Brisker that missed the wide-open shot there on Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was, but that was a missed opportunity to take his hat off.
Shout out to Naj, Harley, NFL Productions, Gabriel, Tanya, Luis, Jay, Skepter, Wasim, Bobby, Jamil. Y'all real ones.
Fair catch made by the Bears, and now they get another chance to score before halftime. Got all 3 timeouts, minute 31 at your own 23. Need about 45 yards or so to get into field goal range. See if they can do it.
Yeah. Even 3 points would be huge here.
Yeah. If you could go up 2 scores, that means no matter what they do out of halftime, they'll still be trailing. Williams in the shotgun, Swift to his left. Twins to either side of the formation. They're setting up a screen. Swift has room.
Oh, let's go. Nice.
Get out of bounds, DeAndre. He does. Gain of 11. Love that as a drive starter.
Love it.
Get your running back out in space, easy dump off screen.
Type those ones.
Type those ones.
Let's freaking go.
Type those ones. Bunch formation here on 1st and 10 at the 34. Williams takes the snap. Looking. Steps up. Those over the middle. Caught. Here we go. Past midfield. Caleb hits DJ Moore for his first catch of the game. Williams 11 of 13. 94 yards here in the first half.
Gabriel says it was Kyler Gordon that
missed the sack. The one nice thing about it is they would have had to take a timeout if they sacked him. So the throwaway, in some ways it helped, but you would have had better field position too. So it's kind of a give and a take. Clock ticking. I'm a little surprised they didn't use their first time out there.
I am too.
Down to a minute and a half. Williams takes the snap. Looking, throws underneath, caught, commit. I would use one here, and they will.
Yep.
Gain of 7, 54 seconds. That was actually Tommy Sweeney on the catch. It's like tight end 5.
Yeah. Alan says he's going to be at this game. Are you going to be in London, my guy?
Ooh. Alan Mack. Yeah, he lives in Dublin, Ireland.
So there you go.
Making the little trip over there. Nice. So what's up, Alan? 2nd and 3. Williams set up another screen. Swift has room again. Gets the first barely. Good pursuit by Jacksonville.
Yeah.
No timeout here on the short completion, so they're going to try and get lined up quickly here.
Yeah.
Still got 2 of them.
Yeah.
38, 37, 36, 35.
Come on now.
Come on. 32, 31.
Chris's wife is also, or Chris and his wife, I should say, are also going to be at the game.
25. My goodness, this is taking forever, fellas. Williams looking, throws underneath, caught. Swift, gain of 11, take a timeout.
Thank you.
All right, 18 seconds at the 27, so you got a couple of plays before a potential field goal attempt. So no sacks here, and you should at least be up 10 at halftime.
Yeah.
No sacks or turnovers. What's up, Fair? Fajr? I always forget how to pronounce your name. That's on me. That's on me. Appreciate you tuning in. Williams takes the snap. Into the flat. Caught. Are they going to wind that? No, they're not. Lucky. Gain of 1.
He's 15 of 17, but I swear his yards per attempt's got to be like 3.
Been a lot of underneath stuff.
A lot. But hey, you know what? He's being smart with the football. I can't hate it.
2nd and 9 here. Run a lot of these kind of bunch type formations here. Williams takes the snap. Looking. Get rid of it, Caleb. Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Now it's going to be a 51-yard field goal attempt. Timeout with 4 seconds left. Rookie mistake there, Cullen. You just got to throw that one away.
Yeah, I think his clock that he should have had in his head should have gone off a little quicker on that one. Oh, man. Now we're getting to see the boy Cairo Santos.
51-yarder.
Is it plus 17 or is it plus 18?
NFL, it's usually plus 18.
Okay.
They're going to say 50 in the game, though. Usually it's an 8-yard snap in the NFL. 50-yarder from Santos at the right hash. It's good.
It's good.
So end result's the same, 10-0. We'll take that half, fellas. We'll take that half, fellas.
We'll take it.
Oh, there's 1 second left. I forgot, 50-yard field goals only take 3 seconds in Madden.
Which is insane.
Which would never happen in real life. Because it's
man.
snap, hold, kick to net. There's no way that takes
3 seconds.
3 seconds or less.
Gotta love it.
All right, so kick it off here. Santos, or Taylor, excuse me. Little sky kick here. Catch it at the 5. Out to the 20. Oh, no. He's got a crease. He's going to go.
Oh, my God.
He just housed it. Why in the world would you kick that deep? 1 second left in the half, and Keelan Robinson just took it 95 yards. That's an absolute game changer, Cullen.
That is an absolute game changer. What the actual... You had all the momentum. Just squib it.
And Jacksonville gets the ball to start the second half.
That's such a game changer.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Extra point is up. And good. Jeez, man. NFL Productions. Madden is so very realistic. Fire the special teams coach. You're fired. Jeez. The Jags have done nothing offensively either.
Yeah. But somebody who is going to be doing a lot of things this season, it's Mr. Rome with Doomsday.
Get yourself a jersey. Chatsports.com/Rome. Link is in the comments and in the description. Get yourself a Rome Doomsday jersey. Chatsports.com/Rome. All right, second half action here. Bears dominated that half, but with 1 second left, kick it deep, and it's returned for a touchdown. And now they have to kick off again.
Yeah.
What a kick in the you-know-what.
Yeah, it really was.
That is disappointing. If you're enjoying these Madden Sims, let us know. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Let us know in the chat, in the comments. Good grief, man.
Jeez.
All right, second half action set to get underway here. And if you guys have any questions, fire them away in the comments. We'll answer them. How long do you think Caleb and Rome until they get their rookie contracts? Hopefully before training camp, man. You don't want that to be a storyline once training camp gets here.
Really don't.
Don't want that to be a storyline. But Joe Alt just signed his the other day, so they're still kind of trickling through. All right, another deep kickoff. We'll see if Robinson has more magic. Not this time. He'll get tackled at the 24. But you got to think that return has sparked some life into this Jags team via Madden.
Bang, bang.
All right. 1st and 10 for Lawrence and the Jags as our second half is underway here.
Pickin' Cummings says big stepper. Hey, we'll take it.
That'd be huge. That'd be huge. Lawrence hands it off. Etienne cuts it up. Gets about, still going. Gets 9. Being up 2nd and short. Christian. I like those dudes, man. I've talked to them a few times. I had Hogue on last year at the Super Bowl. Not this past Super Bowl, the one before. That was a lot of fun. I was supposed to have Braggs and or Carm on at the as the Jags get a first down at the Combine this year, but we couldn't work it out. But yeah, they're good guys, man. I like what they do. They do a great job. Hogue's been covering the team for a while. Braggs gives them a fun look from a fan perspective. They're good guys, man. If they ever want to collab, I'm down. Hand off to Etienne, no gain. Bring up 2nd and 10. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah. I will say the defense, because it was special teams, obviously, that gave up the touchdown. The defense has been phenomenal today.
Oh, defense is locked in, man. Defense is locked in. 2nd and 10 for Lawrence. He'll hand it off. Etienne finds a crease. Couple of chunk plays on the ground this drive. Picks up 12. Man, that kickoff return, that's an absolute momentum changer. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Momentum is a thing in Madden. Can confirm.
Lawrence, 1st and 10 under center. Hands it off. Etienne again. Even gets 4 there.
Yeah. Just muscling ahead.
I have not the Notcast. I have not. I haven't seen much of their stuff. 2nd and 6. Lawrence under center. I thought they went jet sweep again. Instead, it's Etienne up the gut for like 20. He's getting hot all of a sudden on the ground.
Yeah. We're going to see another, who was last week, Chuba Hubbard performance.
Oh, jeez. Don't get me started. Chuba Hubbard looked like Walter Payton out there. All right, Jags on the basically border of field goal range here. See if the Bears can at least hold them to 3. Lawrence looking, throws in over the middle, caught. That was a seed inside the 15. Evan Ingram.
I don't know what the defensive plan was there because there was a lot of Bears in the area, but they're all next to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. I mean, there are, 3 guys relatively in the area? 2 of them were right next to each other.
This is trouble. See if they can clamp up in the red zone.
Be clutch.
Lawrence in the gun. Etienne to his left. Trevor takes the snap. Looking, throws, slant, caught. Down to the 5. 2nd and 2 upcoming. 2nd and 2 upcoming.
Gotta get a stop here. Holding the 3 would be huge.
That'd be massive. Would be massive. Lawrence on 2nd and 2. Looking, throws, touchdown.
Wide open.
Evan Ingram. Should be 10-7. Instead, it's going to be 14-10 unless they miss the extra point. Not good, Bob.
Not good.
All right, so 13-10 Jacksonville. Extra point pending here. Snap, hold, kick is good. 9 plays, 75 yards in about 4 minutes. And now this feels like a must score because in all likelihood this drive is going to get into the 4th quarter and time's going to be dwindling quickly. So Caleb and the offense need to score, and they need to score a touchdown.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like you said, man, I just feel like the...
I have, Christian. You never know in the future. But I have. This be time for Velus to pop a return.
Be nice.
Be nice. Could help his roster chances.
Yeah. We may or may not keep you for next week, Velus, if you take this to the house.
Velus Jones breaks a tackle, goes down at the 22. 78 yards away from pay dirt. Here comes Caleb Williams and the Bears offense. Here we go.
Need it, Caleb.
Need a drive here. See if he can deliver. Appreciate that, Michael. Happy Father's Day coming up to any dads in the chat. Enjoy the U.S. Open and whatever you feel like doing that day. Caleb going to keep the zone read keeper, get some room. Has about 10 yards. First down. Type those ones. Good drive starter there.
Don't hate it one bit.
Fresh set of downs at the 32 for Chicago.
Let's build on this. Come on.
Final 80 seconds of the quarter. Williams in the shotgun. Going to keep it again because they crash on Swift. Caleb. It's another, just under 10 yards. Going to be 2nd and inches. I'd take a shot here.
I wouldn't hate
2nd and inches. I'd take a shot here.
Wouldn't hate it.
Come on, man. Here we go. Final minute of the 3rd. The nod says JF1 would have scored. Maybe. He's definitely a better runner than Caleb. Williams looking, throws underneath, caught. First down. Gain of about 4 or 5. Keenan Allen moves the chains.
Yeah. It's effective offense they're running, but just not a lot of big plays.
Appreciate that, Jay Reezy. Yeah, the chunk plays haven't really been there today. It's been methodical. Williams in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Little push pass again. Little more success that time. Gain of 4 to DJ Moore, but how about you just throw it to DJ Moore?
It's also a good idea.
He's been effective all Madden season long.
Who do we got to beat for the wild card? Dallas, Rams, or FGB?
Could be any of those teams.
Could be.
How's Caleb looking?
Pretty good. The Jags had 1 second left in the first half and ran it back for a touchdown. And then
Completely stolen.
Bears get a first down here, and then they went straight down the field to start the second half. So it went from 10-0 to 14-10 Jags quickly. And That's going to be time for the fourth quarter. Get your fours up. Fourth quarter time.
Kind of an electric third, I hate to say it.
It was electric.
Get your fours up. Caleb Williams jerseys are available. Chatsports.com/Caleb. Link will be in the comments and in the description. Navy, white, orange, all available. Coop's getting his fours up behind the scenes. Get your fours up. Why hasn't Caleb signed yet? Him and Rome haven't signed yet. Who knows what the negotiations are? I don't think that's a storyline until there's reporting making it a storyline. I think it's just standard stuff right now.
Yeah.
Get those fours up. Here we go. 1st and 10 at the Jags 39. Let's go.
First ones to break it down, though, when it does happen. So make sure you got your noties on.
Yeah, hit that sub button, turn on the noties. Williams in the shotgun. Takes the snap, keeps it again, gets blown up. I'm surprised he's getting up after that one. Jags found an adjustment to the zone read. I haven't loved the play calling today, man.
No, I don't either.
Not much chances downfield.
Very conservative.
I mean, you got to go make a play now. 2nd and 14. Williams keeps it again. I mean, they clearly like that concept today.
Really
Picks up 9, going to be 3rd and 5. I think it's 4-down territory. I mean, it's a long field goal from here. I think this is 2 plays to get a first down. 2020, Michael. January 2020 we launched. Williams throws over the left side into traffic, incomplete.
Dang.
What do you do here? 4th and 5. It's either a 51-yard field goal or you go for it. I think I'm going. Down 4.
Don't hate it.
We'll see. 5 minutes left. You could go either way.
Because that's what, 51, 52?
51-yarder. Yep, they're going to go.
They're going to go.
Here we go. 4th and 5. Williams looking. Still looking. Throws. Caught. Wide open. Down to the 9-yard line. Type those ones. Type those ones. They lost Cole Kmet in the secondary.
Let's freaking go, Caleb.
Type those ones.
We're just lulling them to sleep. Just lulling them to sleep. I'd say you're not going to say it, but. Oh, man. Hit him over top.
1st and goal at the 9.
Let's go.
Got a burner in Chicago. Williams trying to hard count. Hands it off. Swift inside the 5. Gets to the 3. Bring up 2nd and goal. Got 3 plays to find the end zone. 3 plays to find the end zone. Bears spread them out.
Oh, this is a handoff to Swift for sure.
Williams, handoff. Swift! Down to the 1. The cutback was there if he wanted it. 3rd and goal at the 1. Do you ground and pound I formation?
I mean, if at any point you go I formation, you go right here. They're going
Single
eighth.
back here.
Ooh.
Swift, the lone running back. It's a full yard. Caleb hands it off. Swift! Touchdown, Chicago. Bears take the lead. Type those TDs. Type those TDs. Let's go. Let's go. Methodical drive. 4th down conversion.
That's what we love to see.
The Nodge, the Bears, NFL Productions, Ron Winarski, Gabriel, Michael, Harley, Jay Reezy, Old Man, Tanya. Important extra point for Cairo Santos to make it a 3-point lead. Is good. Bears 17, Jags 14 with 3.5 minutes to go. Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go.
Finish the job.
NFL Productions, Luke Getzey, please go back to Vegas. Yeah, we're done with Luke Getzey. All right, can the defense get a stop? Can the defense get a stop? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Taylor boots it away. Let's not give up a return either.
Please.
Keelan Robinson going to get an opportunity. Past the 20. Gets rocked at the 25. Big hit there, and here comes Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Here comes Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Speaking of the Jags, Pretty Ricky says the Jags have finalized an extension for Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh. Do we have the details of said extension?
He says it won't surpass Joe Burrow's deal.
Interesting.
So the Jags, I mean, it shouldn't, but with how these deals go, usually comes close to resetting the market at least, and doesn't look like that's going to happen here. Gain of 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Which probably means we're going to know how much Tua's going to get here soon. If that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess they get something similar, right?
Somewhere around that. 2nd down.
2nd and 9. 2:50 to go. Lawrence takes the snap. Looking, throws over the middle. Caught. 1st down. Evan Ingram again. He's had a big second half.
Yeah.
He's got 51 yards on 5 catches.
Oh, man.
1st and 10 at the 38. Lawrence takes the snap. Looking. Fires into the flat. Caught. That's going to be a loss of 4. Bad decision.
Yeah.
They're just throwing that away. ETN loses 4.
Not sure what the play was right there. Not sure.
Just shy of the 2-minute warning. 2:14 to go. 2nd and long. Chance here for the Bears to force a 3rd and long. Lawrence, all day to throw. Fires downfield. Has a man inside the 30.
That's Ingram.
Down
too.
to the 24. Evan Ingram again. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 at the Bears 24. It's getting dicey, folks.
It's getting dicey.
It's getting dicey, folks. Here we go. 1st and 10 at the 24. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Lawrence takes the snap. Looking. Spins left. Fires. Caught. Breaks a couple tackles and gets out of bounds.
Ingram acting like he's Rob Gronkowski.
Evan Ingram, gain of 5. No turnovers for either team, not cast. Bring up 2nd and 5.
Need to stop here. If there was ever a time for Montez Sweat to make an impact, please.
Lawrence hands it off. ETN has a crease. Good tackle for Edmonds, but he gets a 1st down. Tick, tick, tick. If you're Matt Eberflus, might have to start thinking about these timeouts.
Indeed.
If this was a real-life scenario, I'd almost blitz the house here.
Yeah.
And if they beat it, well, at least you have some time left.
I agree.
90 seconds left. Lawrence takes the snap, spins left, dumps it off, caught. Gain of 5. Down to 1:20 and counting. Here we go. That's what it is, Michael. Here we go. That is not what it is. 2nd and 5.
Oh, man. Come on, defense.
Lawrence takes the snap. Looking. Throws. End zone. Touchdown, Jags. Touchdown, Jags with 58 seconds left. That kickoff return turned this game on its head. Man. You still got a minute in all 3 timeouts, but unless they miss the extra point here, you're going to have to get to the end zone. What a game from Evan Ingram.
Yeah. Huge second half, like you mentioned, and gets the go-ahead touchdown with less than a minute left.
Someone said Eberflus would do this in real life. I hope you're wrong for this year, but there's a lot of evidence that would say you're right. Extra point is good, so field goals out of the equation. I think you got to give Velus the green light here.
Yeah.
Try and get a long return.
If there was ever a Velus Jones legacy game.
Yeah. It's right now.
It's right now.
It's right effing now. He's ready to go, standing in the Bears' end zone. 58 seconds to go. The Jags kick it off. We'll see if Velus brings it out. He will, 1 yard deep. Past the 10, the 20, down to the 23. 77 yards away for Caleb Williams and the Bears offense. Can they do it? Will the Bears win this game? Type Y for yes or type in for no. Will the Bears win this game? Type Y for yes or type in for no. Here we go. 55 seconds. All 3 timeouts. A lot of yeses coming in from Michael, NFL Productions, Brightside, The Nodge, The Bears, Tommy, Jay Reezy, Williams, all day, throws underneath. That's not going to help you much. Gain of 5. They're not going to take a timeout either. Oh, now they will. Lost 2 seconds. Good management, Flus.
Madden is just killer that way.
Jags will let you dink and dunk all day, especially if they can keep you in bounds. At some point, they're going to have to take a shot, Cullen. They haven't done it really all day. The time is now. At least attack those intermediate areas.
That's what I'm saying.
Williams in the shotgun. 4-man rush. Bailing to his right. Throws it away.
Oh, man.
3rd and 5. 40 seconds left. All Jaquan Brisker can do is look on. Williams in the shotgun. Swift to his left. Caleb takes the snap. Looking. Throws it away again. So here's your game.
This is ball game right here.
Here's your ball game. 4th and 5. You can't really worry about sidelines or anything here. You just got to get the first down.
Yeah.
Man, 2 back formation. That's interesting. Williams takes the snap. Looking. Throws. Middle. Incomplete. Incomplete. You could feel it when they housed that kickoff return. You could feel it. Jags are going to take a couple of knees, and that's going to do it. Get the Fs in the chat. He did have more on 3rd down. He just threw it away over him. Trevor Lawrence takes a knee.
They're going to use their timeouts, too.
Timeout, Matt Eberflus. Bears will fall to 4-2. Still a good start to the season. You never know what you're going to get in these Madden sims. Kneel down, T-Law. Another timeout for Flus. But out of timeouts. Out of timeouts.
One more knee. God, man.
Tis what it is.
Ironically, when we're talking so much about kick returns, that a game gets influenced by the return game.
Say what?
No, I'm saying, like, the entire day today, we've been talking all about Velus Jones, DeAndre Carter, and it turns out another kick returner has a big day.
That'll do it. Jags 21, Bears 17. As the Bears squander a 10-0 lead. Oh my gosh, they're lined up for a field goal.
I don't think they're going to actually.
Oh my God, they snapped it. Okay, Madden's off the rails. Is there a second left?
No.
This is out of control. 24-17.
Oh my God.
Doug Peterson bet the over?
I guess.
What on earth was that? Well.
Yeah.
All right.
So that happened.
Get the FMLs in the chat. Bears fall to 4-2. They got the bye week. And then we got our next sim coming up in Week 8 against the Commanders. My name's Harrison Graham. Thanks for tuning in. We cover the real team. That's 99% of my job, but we've been mixing these in the down part of the offseason. More to come. News, rumors, free agency, signings. If anything else happens, we'll cover it here on the channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Well, that was lame.
Yeah. That sucks.
That was lame. All right, we're going to sign off because Colin and I got to get ready for a company outing here. So we're going to get out of here. Everybody enjoy their weekend. Any dads out there, happy Father's Day to all of you. Hope you guys enjoy that. If you're not a dad, but if you have a dad, etc., don't forget to wish him a happy Father's Day. It goes a long way. So do all of that. Shout out to Colin for producing. We're going to get out of here. Peace.